Hello, everybody. This and this is my video reply to Gareth Hall. Now, I do see Mr. Bit. I mean, Mr. Bit does know his technology and all, and I do like his opinions in certain iTechs, and he does know what he's talking about in certain cases. But I, truthfully, me and Mr. Bit will never see eye to eye on politics. Well, I voted for Obama, but other than that, I'm going to have to explain certain details to you. First of all, this is Netscape, and this is Internet Explorer, and what they have in common is the Mozilla browser. Now, you probably already know this, but the Mozilla browser's source code was used to create the first Internet Explorer, while all the developers who made Mosaic went on to make Netscape. And then from Netscape, and after it was taken over by AOL, and then taken over by, well, unwittingly taken over by Warner Brothers, because Warner Brothers was, well, taken over by AOL, and then Warner Brothers took over AOL, which I know it's confusing. But the developers later went on to make Mozilla and then Firefox. But basically, all three of these browsers have this in common. Is basically the old original Mozilla. Now, Safari is made under a completely different source code, which is WebKits, but that's a whole different ball wax. But anyways, what you're basically asking is why Safari was ever made in the first place. Safari was made in the first place because Microsoft was being assholes with their Internet Explorer. They didn't just integrate Internet Explorer into the system. They made that fucker hard to kill inside of Windows 98. And boy, did they ever make that a hard fucker to kill. Then they came out with a Unix box, and as well as a Mac port. And the Mac port, the best of all, and even though some people still deny and saying, oh no, there was never a Mac that came default with Internet Explorer, they would be fucking lying. They're dead. Because Microsoft basically said, you're going to have Internet Explorer as a default browser on your OS, or we take Microsoft Office away from you. And as you know, Microsoft Office has 85, actually back in the day it was 90% of the business. Now pretty much OpenOffice and iWorks is taking what few chunks out of it, but not very much, because Microsoft Office still pretty much controls that industry, as well as control the internet industry, as well as control the operating industry, as well as control the gaming industry, as well as control of, well, you pretty much get the fucking idea. They pretty much control a lot of shit. What does Apple basically control? Basically, all they do is controls the video industry, which open sources decided to go up against and say, oh, Apple's is such a large monopoly because they're controlling one industry, why Microsoft is controlling literally 4 parts of the high-tech industry. Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. But yet they do control the browsers, they control the gaming industry, they control the OS, and they control the Office industry. And, and everybody's like, oh, but Microsoft allows their operating system to go on other systems. Well, what about DirectX? Yeah, they don't even share that with anyone else but themselves. But anyways, the antitrust came in because, well, Internet Explorer was default in Mac OS 10, and it also was in Unix, and being sold in default in those systems, and pretty much it came in default in every Windows platform. And you couldn't delete it, which started a large amount of customer complaints because a lot of people wanted Internet Explorer to be removed from their browsers, and they couldn't do it. And you could not remove Internet Explorer from from Windows. And to make it even more insulting, Netscape couldn't be installed on Windows machines. It would actually slow them down, or they just basically made them so hard that nothing would be able to install. Once Internet Explorer for the Macs was removed, Safari was created. But see, Apple puts it up as an option, and you can delete Safari from the Macs. Hell, you can even delete the IE from the Mac OS. But unfortunately, Apple had no choice. That's pretty much how it goes.